When I was a kid, I really loved reading video game magazines. Stuff like EGM, Tips and Tricks, Game Pro, stuff like that. And there would always be, cool reviews and, tips and cheat codes and stuff like that. But I really loved reading the previews for the games that were yet to come out. I liked reading about the newest games coming in from Japan or stuff that was, in development. We get super early screenshots. And sometimes those games would go missing. They would just never be heard from again. It was depressing. Seeing something I really wanted to play and knowing it's just never going to happen. Longing for something that I could never have. Just like true love, self-worth, or a sequel to Chrono Trigger. Well, this week, we attain one of those things by taking a look at lost, unreleased games. Nikki finally plays as my favorite video game character, Alec Baldwin, in The Shadow. Cody is a fraggin bastich, and he definitely could beat Wolverine in a fight in Lobo. And I kill dead politicians with my dead pussy, and Socks the Cat rocks the hill. All this and Super Mario 3D All-Stars. They should just toss the lost levels in there too. Just again, it's All-Stars. It's Cartridge Blowers, episode 176. Who knows what evil blows in the carts of men? Those gaming magazines were actually really awesome as a kid. I remember thumbing through those magazine racks, looking for different magazines, looking at dumb pictures of Crash Bandicoot and just ripping it in half because of Crash Bandicoot. I don't ever want to see that goddamned Bandicoot ever again. Not after what he did.
YNIN's Cartridge Blowers, starring Cody Coleman, Nikki Wright, Matt Crua, and no one else. Cartridge Blowers. Hello everybody, and welcome to YNIN's Cartridge Blowers, the show where we give video games a second chance to make a first impression. I'm Cody Coleman, and with me as always is Nikki Wright.
Hi!
And Matt Crua. Oh,
hello!
What a good dance! I like it.
Thanks, friend. Are you ready to do a show together?
Are you going to teach me not to smoke or do drugs in front of my class?
Quite the opposite.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm here to sell drugs.
I will take 50 drugs.
Yes, give me 30 drug pills, please.
One.
I will take 2 joints of acid and 50 drugs.
Okay.
And if you have 2 alcohols, I will take them.
Yes,
no,
please.
alcohol is bad for you. What's wrong with you?
Okay, so just the drugs then.
Just the drugs. Take the drugs.
This is dumb.
This is the show where we give video games a second chance to make a first impression by playing games based around a theme in the second half. However, these games never really had a chance to make a first impression to begin with, because this week the theme is unreleased games. Or we also will accept betas of games that are very different from the way they ultimately turned out. But I'm pretty sure we all played stuff that never actually saw the light of day. So that's what you have to look forward to in the second half of the show. If you're watching us live, as you can every other Friday on twitch.tv/cartridgeblowers, you're going to have to watch a little bit more before we get to that. Not a whole lot this week, but a little bit. But if you're watching us all those other Fridays on youtube.com/cartridgeblowers, you can skip ahead by clicking on the timestamp in the description below. But really, join us live is really the best way to watch the show. You can interact with us in chat. We do an after show. It's a big old party. We have a lot of fun, and we'd love to see you there. So go on over to twitch.tv/cartridgeblowers. But before we get into all the video game playing for now, we do have a little bit more to talk about. Matt, I know you don't have a lot, but did you play anything worth talking about?
I didn't play too much we're talking about. I still been playing a lot of Fall Guys, Super Nintendo stuff. I think the only thing that I really nothing new per se. I've been getting back into Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Okay.
There's a lot of DLC for that I hadn't touched yet, and
How is
so
that?
it's a great game. I loved it a lot. It is in more Ultimate Alliance if you like those two games, which I know I did. And it's scratching that itch. I kind of got like that stupid Avengers game came out, and it looked like it was going to be really bad, and like everyone said the beta was bad, and the whole thing, and then apparently it's good. But I don't want to pay for a $60 game right now, and so I'm just going back. This is scratching my Marvel itch.
Gotcha.
And it's working for now.
It'll go on sale
good.
eventually. Be like me, play everything about 7 months too late.
I can't be like you.
Okay.
I simply can't.
It's probably for the best for this show. Yeah. What else? Anything?
That's really it for me. I guess I played a game called Among Us for the first time on stream.
Yeah, how's that? I got to see a little bit of it as I was lurking, but what do you think?
So yeah, it's a 2-year-old game that has gotten this weird resurgence due to a lot of streamers finding it. It's a hidden role type of game, not unlike say a Mafia or Avalon or something like that you would play in a in-person setting. But you're people on a space station. You're trying to figure out who the imposter is, or imposters are, while they are going around and killing people. And so
that's a little rude.
A little bit, yeah. And so you call meetings, you vote people out, you et cetera, try and spot them doing nefarious deeds. And it's a whole thing. But had a really good time. Got like 10 people playing, which is the max. But other than some like minor server issues, it's pretty fun. They're apparently working on a sequel, and like for me, Among Us, like the best part is playing with people. The game itself is kind of but like when you're playing with people, it sings.
Can you play without people?
Well, I mean. People I guess, right? You can play with randos,
like a board game night, but on the internet.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
gotcha.
It's garbage. Yeah, I thought it was really fun. I hope we get to play it on stream again. Yeah, that's really it. That's all. Other than that, I haven't really been playing too much else.
Okay, right on. Now, I forgot to ask Nikki if you wanted to talk about anything, but I do know you did something very unlike you and bought games for yourself.
Yeah. And I'm also on the I'm gonna play games super late train because I'm playing a game that came out 5 years ago, 6 years ago at this point.
What is it?
Dragon Age Inquisition.
There you go. Yeah, what do you think?
I'm enjoying it. Matt was like, you should totally stream your playthrough. And I spent an hour just talking to people the other night, so I don't think that would be very fun. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's a lot of fun to explore and try to foster relationships and kill things. So
always fun to kill things, sure. Right on.
I mean, I've only played like about 8 hours of it, so I don't have a whole lot of like story or anything to go through, but I'm enjoying it so far.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear it. I haven't played too much of, played a little bit of Paper Mario, some more. I had beaten Hollow Knight, and since then I've really been working on other projects, so more than actually playing games. But Paper Mario is a lot of fun. I can't complain. Yeah. So we don't need to talk about that stuff. We talk about that stuff all the time. However, there is an important announcement that was made just recently, since we last had our show, and that is Mario is turning 35. And
wow!
Yeah, he's a 35-year-old plumber.
I don't like that Mario is younger than me.
He doesn't look younger than you. If that's
he definitely doesn't. Also, I thought canonically he was like in his 20s. I thought Miyamoto had said something about him.
He may be. Either way, his video games are 35, so...
Okay, all right.
One more fact about Mario. Canonically, he's only 25.
25. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
He's got a sliding
So
time
let that
scale.
sink in, boys and girls, and everybody.
Yeah, I too am a 35-year-old, 25-year-old. Exactly. Yeah, so they announced all this Mario stuff coming out, and sort of a like direct type of thing.
Ton of stuff.
Yeah. So did you get to see it? Did you see the announcements?
I did.
Okay.
There was
Yeah.
the Game and Watch was the first thing, really.
That's not like they led with the worst part.
Yeah.
Like who cares about that unless you're like a super collector.
Yeah.
But I think like a lot of the stuff they announced is pretty solid, even if it's not everything that I wanted.
Yeah.
So I think the big story obviously is Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which Nintendo's been talking about for like a decade, or like people have been talking about for forever.
And it comes out the 18th, so that would be our new crap.
That's our new crap. It's the only thing worthwhile coming out very soon.
Yep.
But yeah, it is Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy. Notably not Galaxy 2, the better of the two Galaxy games.
Yeah, which was a little disappointing there. And I know a lot of people are mad that Galaxy 2 was left out and Sunshine was left in. Sunshine's my favorite Mario game next to Odyssey and 3D World. So I'm personally stoked.
Honestly, I'm really excited to play Mario 64 again. I really would have liked to have seen more graphical upgrades for those games.
I would have as well.
They're HDified, but like it's still the same textures. It's still the same, polygonal Mario and Mario 64. I would have liked to have seen seeing in Mario Odyssey when you get to Peach's castle and it's the Mario 64 castle, like. Give me that. Like make Mario 64 look like that, Well,
and I've played an HD texture pack for Super Mario Sunshine on this show that looks fantastic. So you could at least done that.
It's wild that there are versions of like hacked versions of Mario 64 that kind of look better than that version. But at the end of the day, I'm still gonna buy first party, So that's the major announcement. Though there's also the weird
polygamy Mario.
That's
he likes Rosalina, Peach, and Daisy. He's getting
Birdo,
Toadette.
Mario does whatever. Goes down all the pipes. So there's the weird thing that they announced that Mario 3D All-Stars is a timed release. Which is like, I believe it is in March. After March, you can't buy it anymore, is what the subprint says.
Yeah, even digitally, which is
the dumbest fucking thing. It's
Agreed.
just another like Nintendo scarcity nonsense. Like it's a digital game. Fuck right off.
I heard suggestions that maybe it was at that point they will probably release the games separately, individually, and not as a collection.
That would suck too.
Yeah. I'd rather just pay once and get all three. So
for sure.
I've pre-ordered it. So I will be obtaining it. But yeah, man.
Yeah, then we'll get Galaxy 2 for $59.99. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest announcement, but not.
This is kind of silly, but maybe it's a hint that the Switch is dying in March.
So there have been reports upon reports for like 3 years now that we're getting an upgraded Switch, right? We're getting a Switch, like Plus or like the DSi to the DS, or the 3DS, new 3DS to the 3DS. And who fucking knows? I think I personally have tried to stop reading those tea leaves because it's just you're never gonna figure it out. It'll just
eventually they'll be right.
Yeah, eventually Nintendo will just say, "Hey, we made this, buy it," and I probably will. But who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
March was when it came out, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So I mean, seems like the right time. But yeah, so other stuff announced in that direct. There was the Mario Kart
the remote control.
The remote control cars.
I would buy that in a fucking heartbeat if my house wasn't full of carpet.
Right. So I have fully convinced my friend Thomas, who does have hardwood floors at his new house that he bought, to buy 2 of them.
Okay,
so that we
good.
can then
If
do
you
races.
if you didn't see it, basically they are remote control Mario Karts, and there's going to be a Luigi one as well that you can drive around on your hardwood floor, and you set up these like QR code arches around your house, and it sets up a Mario Kart, and you drive through it, and you get an augmented reality Mario Kart course where you pick up weapons and fight other people who are also racing, and it looks like a whole shit ton of fun. So I really want to play it, but I don't know anyone who doesn't have carpet.
Just come over. We'll hang out.
That'll that's when I break quarantine.
Yeah, 9-hour drive is worth it.
Yeah.
Other things they announced: Super Mario 35, which is a battle royale version,
which also looks fun.
It does. It is. It looks like it's made by the Tetris 99 people. Because it has a lot of the same interface, but you're kind of playing through the original Super Mario Brothers and what also looks like Lost Levels. While the better you do, you are sending garbage to other people's screens, like in Tetris.
Yeah.
So like you'll do really well, and then you can send out like a whole bunch of spinies that will drop from the sky onto someone in the middle of level 1-1. Which I think is pretty cool. And it's free with Nintendo Online, so it should be at least worth a try. I'll definitely be playing that on stream at some point.
Absolutely. Gunma says he is going to go on a spirit quest to get physical with 3D Allstars. So you gotta get physical, man.
Gotta get physical. We're a musical podcast today.
Yeah.
And there was an SMB Battle Royale. It was a third-party fan game, and Nintendo cease and desisted it. Probably because of this game that is currently being released.
Right.
Because it was Nintendo IP, and they were like, no, fuck you.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But then I think for me, the only other release that stands out is, for me, the most important one, which is Super Mario 3D World getting ported to the Switch. In my opinion, probably one of the best, if not the best, Mario game.
Top 3 for me. So
yeah, it's wonderful. I love 3D World. They're adding new levels and new story content. Who knows how expansive that is, but I'm fucking in. Also, the website confirmed that you can play multiplayer online with it.
Oh, rad.
Yeah, so that's good. So we're gonna have to play some of that together, because Mario 3D World is a great game. It's a great game, no matter how you play. It's a great game. But when you're playing that game with 3 or 4 people, it's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's a very good multiplayer experience. Brooke and I played through it together, and she also had a lot of fun, even though she feels that she is terrible at platform games. But
see, that's the thing about 3D World, is that, same with the New Soup games, is that you don't have to be the best player if someone else is good, right? You can kind of work together.
Yeah.
And as long as that person isn't an asshole and is running ahead and throwing you off cliffs and shit.
Yeah, Matt. That is how Matt plays every multiplayer game.
I wasn't gonna say, but yeah. But yeah, 3D World doesn't come out until 2021, which is kind of a bummer. But that announcement was really cool. Nintendo's been it seems like they're just kind of finally dropping what they were going to talk about during E3. It feels like.
Yeah.
Because they also had that Hyrule Warriors sequel announcement.
Oh yeah. That's exciting as well. A prequel to Breath of the Wild. Do we know if it's canonical?
It is canonical, supposedly. Yeah.
Right on.
And tells the story of what happened 100 years before Batwa, which is awesome. And I'm here for more Hyrule Warriors. I'm hoping that's online too. Of course, it'll still have couch co-op because it's a Warriors game. But I don't know. I think suddenly Nintendo's fall looks like it has some stuff that I want to play, which it didn't, 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, that's what the future holds.
Yeah. So all right, I think that's enough talking about what's coming out. Let's now get into playing our games. So, so like I said at the beginning of the episode, this week we are playing games that never quite saw the light of day. And Nikki will be starting us out.
Yeah. So, do you guys remember the 1994 movie The Shadow?
Vaguely.
Based off an old radio drama, if I remember correctly.
Or in a comic book, it looks like as well.
Yeah. The Shadow. So the Shadow was a pulp character.
Yeah.
In the 1920s and 30s, and it was turned into a radio drama. That's where it became really famous. Told the story of a guy by the name of Lamont Cranston, who
like,
I
are
think
you reading Wikipedia or do you just know this?
It's
Jesus
brains.
Christ, okay.
And,
it's just brains.
And I believe he trained in a monastery to get psychic powers, which allows him to hear like the thoughts of evil people. And he used that to put on a mask and fight crime.
The Shadow knows.
Yeah, well, who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men. And like this movie, the one that was released in the 90s was like part of a trend of them kind of dipping into that pulp golden age thing with like the Phantom and Dick Tracy and stuff like that. None of those movies are great.
Yeah, and neither was this one because it bombed horribly.
Right
on. In conjunction with the creation of this film and part of the marketing for this film, they decided to create a video game to go along with it. And they made it pretty far into the development process, but then the movie just sank at the box office and they canceled it. So it was never released for the SNES. However, people leaked it, and not that there's a full version that you can play, but there's beta versions and versions up until what was developed available floating around on the internet. So that's what I played. I'm gonna spoil this for you guys. I'm real bad at it, so it's very short.
Okay, well, New York, 1933.
Oh, Gadian, that's perfect.
Who knows what evil blows in the cartridges of men?
Oh, that's very good.
Also gross. Oh yeah, that's right. They use like yellow peril stuff.
Oh no.
A mysterious defender of justice, a man cloaked in darkness.
The Shadow.
It's Alec Baldwin. That's fine. A man with the ability to cloud the minds of the weak and corrupt, also to see the evil which boils in men's hearts. Joey, thank you so much for the tier 2 gift sub to Gadian. Tier 2.
Nice.
You monster. Oh my god. Whoa, he laughs.
Oh, wow.
This is pretty cool looking.
It is. Like, as far as an unreleased game goes, you can tell they made it pretty far into the development process. Because like the sprites look pretty good, if a little samey. There's some interesting things happening here.
That dash though.
The dash move is really cool. You have a bar, so you don't get to use it all the time.
Oh. Fair enough.
Otherwise, I'd be dashing into everything.
Yeah, sure. It's got that stereo going and everything.
Yeah. The music's fine.
Yeah.
Like it's interesting. I like how the bad guys don't all look the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the greaser, and then there's the guy who's trying to cosplay as one of the fighters from Street Fighter.
Uh-huh.
And then there's another cosplayer from Street Fighter. And look, another one.
Okay.
Okay.
They do all the same
all
faces.
Cosplaying as people from Street Fighter.
Yeah. But I think like they're cosplaying as like the guys in the background of stages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's the guy in the striped shirt guy on Ken's ship.
Yeah.
That's just going rah rah, arm up.
Don't worry, the enemies will change up a little bit here in a moment.
This man.
Like,
I mean, it looks like a beat 'em up.
Of pseudo-Roman warrior.
What? I think he's like a Mongol.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Oh my gosh, what is he there? Why? I mean, I guess it's yellow peril stuff, right? But
sure. I was thinking that like it's nighttime and the exhibits at the museum came to life.
This is the Night at the Museum crossover.
His name was Thopitus.
MC Nally. Or Naily, I'm sorry.
Thesogar. These guys fucking rule. Like Oats and Thesogar are hanging out. Hey, Thesogar, come help me out. Not now, Oats.
Oats and Thesogar get a sandwich.
A knuckle sandwich.
So does that dash take your health? Oh no, you got a meter on the right.
You know, I didn't notice, but that would have made sense about like maybe why I was dying so easily, in addition to being bad.
That guy's name is Slater. Booth. Fuck, this is good.
Perry. I didn't notice these names as I was playing. These are awesome.
It reminds me of like I think like Final Fight kind of does this, but everyone has the same name. But like Maximum Carnage kind of does it. Typhon.
Yeah,
Holy
Typhon.
shit.
Every character has a name.
Zelda.
Oh, wait, that's
There's
Thesogar
again.
Thesogar
Now
comes
I'm
back.
angry.
So
Man.
What?
I played through this like 3 times, and I got about that far every time.
Oh no.
That looks like a pretty punishing game. You took a lot of damage.
And then it shows you the nightmare after it brings you back to the splash page or the title
Gotcha.
card.
Okay.
You see the true nightmare.
Okay.
And the true nightmare is the publisher.
Oh.
Ugh.
Good old
Ugh.
Ocean.
Ugh.
Oh,
We don't like Ocean
dang.
software around here. Oh wait, look at the Shadow Top 10. I'm there, number 7.
There, you made it.
I'm coming for you. Coming for number 1.
Take that, Robbie.
Give the player infinite dashing. I can imagine that. Yeah. You
And
play as.
co-op would probably be really nice. Like
It's just like.
I don't think the game was bad.
Yeah.
I
It
think
looked fairly finished.
it looked pretty close to done. So I mean, I don't necessarily have anything negative to say other than I had a very difficult time progressing.
It doesn't
Yeah.
help that your controller wasn't working.
But I mean, even on top of that, like if you watch because I mean, I was always looking for names, but I could also see the health bar, and like you took a lot of damage from just one hit.
Yeah.
Like the damage scaling didn't really seem to be there, and obviously this game wasn't finished, so
Sure.
that could have been worked out in testing. Do you know why this game was canceled?
Because the movie did badly.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So they didn't think it was worth continuing to spend the money.
I buy that. Yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, we will move on to me. I played a game that is based off of the hit DC character Lobo. That's right, Lobo was. I mean, it was 1996 when this game was supposed to come out, and Lobo is a pretty fucking 90s character. So he's basically a like alien bounty hunter that curses and smokes and says bastich a lot, and they decided that they would make a pre-rendered a la like Donkey Kong Country graphics fighting game based on the Lobo character. And who produced this one? Why, our good friends Ocean. Also, right? Yeah, so it's almost an Ocean Software episode.
Whoa.
But yeah, this game got pretty far along in the process as well, to the point where it was already being reviewed by Nintendo Power and a number of other video game magazines. And it was going to come out for the Genesis and the SNES, and they were both canceled. Though eventually a prototype did leak, and a company actually did get their hands on some of it and released a limited run cartridge of this game. But it was not an official release. You can tell by the fact that like the instruction booklet was printed on regular printer paper, and it looked pretty bad. And then that company went out of business. So what we're going to end up watching is the SNES version of this unfinished Lobo game.
Oh boy.
Listen to this intro. Yeah.
This sucks.
So I'm doing story mode. You can only play as Lobo, even though there are other characters in this game.
Yeah, characters like Lou.
Yeah. So Lobo's grip tightens. Whole galaxies breathe a sigh of relief as Lobo passes healing the for the Dox's lab, and basically he is going to go fight this guy with a hand cannon.
Oh goodness gracious!
Yeah. So.
Oh my god.
So I'm trying to just figure out special moves.
This UI sucks.
It's not good. I still don't really even know what that second health bar is fucking for.
Sure, why would you?
Yeah.
I like that the game is greeting you at the top in the middle.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, 200.
So can I give you some Lobo lore real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
I got to do Shadow earlier. Let me do Lobo too. So Lobo was created by a comic writer named Keith Giffen.
Uh-huh.
And again, not reading Wikipedia, by the way, from the Dome. And the point of Lobo was that he was supposed to be a parody of like the overwrought 90s comic characters and like late 80s. You know, the badass Ghost Riders and Punishers and motherfuckers who would do cusses and kill people. And also he's from space and he's a bounty hunter. And like he can heal like Wolverine to the point where like he can heal from a drop of blood. Right.
Yeah.
And it's super stupid. And who are any of these characters? And so,
yeah.
Lobo was created to be this parody character, and then fans were like, "Oh, this guy! Oh, wow, Lobo! He's really cool." And Keith Gibbons like, "Are you fucking for real? Y'all think he's cool? No, he's dumb as shit." And DC was like, "Well, they're buying the comics, so we're just gonna." Just keep doing it. And so Lobo was created to be like a joke parody, and he took off because fans are dumb as shit. So and now here you go.
Here we go. We got this game. I don't know if you've noticed, but and I don't know if I've gotten there yet, but I eventually find out that in this version of the game, There isn't a set number of times to kill them before you win. You just need to kill them the most in a minute.
Oh.
This one you have to time out. Yeah. And also, if they block, they are invincible. They take no damage when they block. Which I feel is unintentional. Also, I just shoved a grenade down that guy's mouth. This game was supposed to have fatalities. It doesn't.
Oh.
I just pulled off a fatality in the middle of the thing, which can be recognized by the fact that it did no damage while still being a grenade shoved down someone's throat.
Can we hold on?
We need to talk about what we just saw.
Yeah, you are fighting Santa.
I'm fighting Kringle. Yeah, Santa.
Okay.
Santa and his knives.
On the planet Psoriasis.
On the planet Psoriasis.
So, at least Santa, this version of Santa, is the only other character I've recognized other than Lobo, because he does appear in a Lobo comic, Lobo's Paramilitary Christmas Special.
Okay.
But the rest of them, I have no idea. Like, listen, Lobo has a supporting cast. Lobo is connected to the rest of the DC universe. I don't know who any of the who the fuck is Nitro? Who is Lou? Who are any of these people? Why did Ocean do this?
I don't know. But here you go. You can fight as fucking shirtless Santa.
Why did? Okay, so I get it.
Graceful.
Right?
People thought Lobo was cool, and I get what they're going for here too. They're obviously trying to like ape Mortal Kombat, right?
Yeah.
But like they're kind of going with these like pre-rendered characters. It kind of seems.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pre-rendered a la Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, and it looks really ugly.
Yeah. Santa's a fucking bastich. He blocks way too much. And laughed at me.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, I hope you kick Santa's ass this time.
I'm trying. The special moves are actually fairly hard to pull off, except for the spinning chain, which also seems to be the only one worth doing. Because they block, like, Kringle here blocks fucking everything. Apparently, there was a leak of the Genesis version of this as well, where blocking actually doesn't make you invincible. So that may just be an unfinished portion of the Super Nintendo prototype here. And the Genesis also had working fatalities in that one. So what has happened here is the game is locked up.
Oh, okay.
And I'm trying to get out of it, but Santa's stuck mid-jump, and I'm just trying.
Keep posing for dominance, Cody.
He is. So I'm trying to figure it out, and then ultimately I have to do this, which is restart the game.
Oh, cool. Gummo brings up that weren't Killer Instinct and Primal Rage also pre-rendered fighters and Clay Fighter. So all three of those are correct. They are pre-rendered fighters. And even if you like, there are things to enjoy about Killer Instinct and even about Primal Rage and Clay Fighter, but like they're still kind of all ugly in like their own special ways.
Right.
Like Clay Fighter at least has a unique kind of aesthetic. Mew Mew compares this to a game called Tattoo Assassins.
Oh.
Which, if you've never heard of Tattoo Assassins, was a Mortal Kombat clone. And I was actually thinking that, Mew Mew. Tattoo Assassins, or maybe even like Eternal Champions. There's something that's just like, it's trying so fucking hard. This game is trying so fucking hard.
Yeah. And,
like the noose is in the background. What a fucking shit. It's like, this is guts.
I shoved a grenade down her throat again, and it did nothing.
Cool.
So keep in mind I've restarted, so I'm now on the first fighter, and I can't fucking beat her. Like, she's blocking everything. I can't get her to take any fucking damage. And I still don't know what the second bar is for.
That's for Lobo's super moves.
I don't think that's true. And that little, I don't know what that does either.
Both of your bars have gone down.
They have, and they go down when I get hit. So I don't know what the deal is. So I'm gonna try her. I'm gonna try to fight her again, because I don't want to be stuck on the fucking first character this go around. Oh, I kicked her at least. And that bullet did something. All right, I'm okay. Things are picking up for me.
Okay, you're now the #1 Lobo player in the world.
I am. Speedrun champion.
Things are really bad.
They really fucking are. That time I shoved a grenade into her groin.
Cool.
There's that.
So I hate every part of this.
Same.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
The animation for like that gun being shot is clunky as hell. It really looks like they were mo-capping an action figure. She fucking beat me again.
Maybe she's not beatable.
Shaula. All right, I'm gonna try one more time.
Ma Shaula. All right. Just knock her into the lava.
Yeah, I'm trying to like stumble upon a stage fatality.
Put her in a noose. Just kick her off the side. That does no damage.
It does 0 damage. I'm fairly confident that's supposed to be a fatality, but they never
like,
implemented them.
Iron guts?
I guess. Or I'm just really bad with the grenades because it didn't hurt Kringle either. Oh, while I was playing this, Brooke would come in and say, "Are you fucking playing a strong bad game?"
It does. The sound effects are kind of on par with early 2000s Flash animation.
So now I've just decided to just let her kill me, so it'll be over.
I like how
given up.
you've played this game for 10 minutes now, and the score hasn't really changed.
No, 600 now. Yeah.
How do you score points?
Well, I did start over, so that is one thing.
But you never got higher than 600.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
So there you go. That's Lobo, the Ocean Software game that never saw the light of day for good reason. It was bad.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was bad. Very frustrating. The special moves were hard to pull off. The graphics were stupid. The sound effects and music were bad. The characters were bad. Blocking made you invincible. You could fatality at any point and it did nothing. So, yeah, it's just a garbage game. I do not recommend picking up one of those bootlegs if you ever find it. Matt, what do you play?
Okay, so my game has a story.
Your game has a story, okay.
A story behind it, yeah. So when my game was being developed, it was a very different time. Flashback to 1993. The world is a little more, we're not any like better than we are now. It's just we're quieter about it. We keep it hidden. All the bad shit we just don't talk about. And there wasn't a global pandemic, of course, and there wasn't someone in the White House who just like openly sucked shit. Again, he kept it quiet, right? Like all the presidents before him. And the president at the time was a fellow by the name of Bill Clinton, who again later on openly kind of sucked shit. But at the time, he was a very popular president. Former governor of Arkansas. He and his wife Hillary, daughter Chelsea, had just taken the office. But there was one member of the family that seemed to get a little more promotion than the others. And that was, of course, the presidential pet, Socks the cat.
Oh, that cat.
Of course, yeah.
That darn cat. Socks the cat was the real life pet of the Clinton family. And Socks, he was an adopted stray cat that they brought with them to the White House. He had children's books based around him, a whole lot of different things that just sort of like he became a fairly popular presidential pet. Not unlike, say, Lyndon Johnson's dog, right? So there are things that normally happen with these pets. Again, children's books, promotional pictures, stuff like that. This was the first time that someone had decided to develop a video game based around the presidential pet.
A video game based around a kitty.
A little kitty. Not just any kitty, though. A presidential kitty.
Presidential kitty.
Yes. And so this game was developed. They purchased the license. Kaneko, which is a Japanese video game publisher, planned to make 2 different games starring Socks. And they purchased the license from the Socks the Cat fan club, which was a thing. And the profits of them purchasing the license were given to the Humane Society and the Children's Defense Fund. So, it was all above board. And they worked on this game for a while, but it got shuttered because Kaneko didn't make it in America. They ended up having to shutter their American branch. And so they eventually would go out of business in 2007, pretty long time from then. But they did not make the Socks the Cat game. It got quietly canceled, despite being shown at trade shows. And eventually, in around the late 90s, a prototype of the game was dropped on the internet. And this was a very unfinished game. It didn't have a lot to it, but you could play a Socks the Cat, and you could do what you're going to see me do in this video game. But the story takes a twist. In around 2015, a game collector by the name of Tom Curtin, he found a copy of the game that was mostly finished. It was very buggy, had a lot still to go, but like all the levels were there. The gameplay was quote unquote polished. And so he bought the game, and for what he said was about the same amount as, quote, a decent used car. And then he said, you know what? Why don't we finish this? And so he launched a Kickstarter for Socks the Cat Rocks the House, which was the name of the game. And sorry, Socks the Cat Rocks the Hill. My apologies. He taught himself how to code for Super Nintendo, hired some developers to help him out from that time period, and they finished Socks the Cat Rocks the Hill. So my game was unreleased up until 2018 when it actually finally did get released.
Wow. All right.
And so I guess I'm going to show you Socks the Cat Rocks the Hill. Before we get started, I guess you should know a little bit about what the game is. The game is about Socks the Cat, and some terrorists come and steal the nuclear missile launch unit from the White House, and also Socks the Cat is in the bag with the nuclear missile launch unit. And so Socks the Cat must stop the terrorists, and to do so, he claws them and kills them. The terrorists are mice and also human beings, and Socks does lots of murders. But the real character design weirdness shines in the bosses, which I'm not going to give away. Yeah, you'll see. This is a video game that almost actually came out.
Okay. All right, let's watch.
Socks the Cat Rocks the Hill. You will notice pretty quickly that this game does have some of the worst sound effects I've ever heard.
I'm excited.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Don't oversell it now.
Yeah.
Can I vote for Socks the Cat in 2020?
No, he's dead.
Well, that's depressing.
Wow. I do like this animated GIF of Socks in the background.
It's Socks Bubsy.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So here's the story. The terrorists go into the White House.
Oh
That
no.
So good.
Do you not like this?
What? No, this is beautiful. It's like
Portable new
Paper Boy and Bubsy had a horrible, horrible child.
a horrible, terrible baby.
Those two guys look exactly the same.
Are you kidding me?
Wait, that mouse is the same size as those human people.
Yeah, so is Socks the Cat.
That is one presidential cat.
Extremely.
Foreign fur follies.
Uh-huh.
So we are Socks the Cat. We have the ability to claw. The X button changes where the HUD is on the screen.
What?
Yeah. The R and L button makes Socks clean himself. That's it. It's jump and claw, clean yourself, and change HUD. I can pick up...
The change HUD button.
I don't know. You have 9. How are the physics? They're fine. Nothing, like, pretty average platformer is what we're dealing with here. Like, it doesn't feel bad, it doesn't feel good. It's pretty fine. You have these items that you can pick up. We picked up a fish a second ago, which is your health. You have 9 lives. Each time you get hit, you lose a life, so that's your health essentially. And you only have 2 continues to complete the game with. So it's pretty unforgiving as far as difficulty goes.
You can swing on this hanging whatever that is.
Yeah, but the animation looks real bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
You lost a life.
Yeah, because I got hit by a water balloon.
Oh, another one.
Wow.
So I killed that man. He died.
I don't guess any of you know who Auntie Donna is, do you?
No.
Okay. It's an Australian comedy team that the human looks exactly like one of them.
That's not good.
No.
So yeah, that was a pit that I fell in. I didn't know it was a pit. The graphics are all kind of samey. It's really... This first level is really just like dingy and brown and not very good to look at.
I don't like when games do this like forced perspective.
Yes, the fucking stuff that's in the foreground, it sucks.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found a secret, so that's pretty good. I got this yarn ball, which gives me a projectile, but only for like 2 to 3 shots before it runs out. It's fine though. It's actually really strong. It'll kill enemies in 1 hit when normally it takes 2 claws. That was a mouse trap that I can just sort of tiptoe on and be fine with, and we'll set it off and set up more mouse traps.
The scale of this game, I don't understand.
Like, how do you mean?
Well, so like everything here is in scale to cat, right?
Right.
But the people are same size as cat. But the
Right.
people were the same size as human door when they were outside of house.
Right.
So what is the scale of this world?
Don't worry about it. All right, it's boss time. Here you go. So it's H Boss Perot, and he is fighting me for some reason in the Street Fighter bonus stage, and shoving a stick at me. I'm not really sure. Did Ross Perot do that?
Yes.
He was into
Don't
charts.
remember him in the debate shaking his stick at people?
I was really young.
He had a pointer. He liked his charts and graphs and used a pointer.
So there's his pointer, and he is attacking me. And so we got to kill.
Why is Ross Perot the villain?
Well, every boss here is actually a politician of some kind.
Wow.
In the course of this game, you fight Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter. You must fight Millie the dog, who is the pet of George H.W. Bush.
Wow.
You also, at one point, Ted Kennedy drives a car off a bridge, which is a thing that he did in real life.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Whoa.
Socks the cat predicted Ted Kennedy.
I think it was like in response to it.
Oh, sure.
So Socks the Cat pokes fun.
Yes. At this. Listen, he wasn't a great guy anyway. So yeah, look at this. Like, it's hard to tell what you're.
Sucks.
I'm just jabbing the B button over and over.
Also, the spider web scrolls up and down vertically with you.
Yeah. Oh, here's some sound effects coming up.
Oh. Oh no. What? What is that?
Sound effects.
Of what? Oh, of Steam. Okay. Oh, it could stop.
Sound effects. Chappaquiddick is a level on this game, yes.
The spider web was on our screen the whole time. You make a good point. Is there like mechanics reason for being able to clean yourself, or is that
No.
It's just flavor, I guess?
Yeah, it's just there. Here's some dogs. They die in 1 hit for some reason.
Because cats rules and dogs drool, according to this.
Yeah, that's true. We're just killing terrorists, making our way downtown, walking around, the whole thing. Sometimes the terrorists are mice, sometimes they're people. I would really like to have found out what happens when you throw cheese at a person. It always stuns the mice, but I never get to a person with the cheese.
Poor dog.
He should have attacked me. Also, he shouldn't have been the weird size that he is. He's so big.
I mean, he can't help that.
He's so scary. Oh, this guy's just karate kicking.
Not
Now he's
more.
dead. Yeah. And karate kick the bucket. This mouse gives you invincibility for a short time, but it's like such a short time you're not going to notice. To the point where I didn't actually notice what it did until like the 3rd level. So we reached the end of the level there, and now we get to fight Richard Nixon,
What?
who summons missiles.
Oh, wow. He doesn't fight you with a paper shredder? Like...
And so we just have to kill
Does
Richard
he give
Nixon.
up 75% of the way through the fight?
Yes, he's done. So level completed. There apparently we were being timed. Who knew? Wasn't paying attention to that. I think I skipped some story there, but now we're on Catch That Capital Cat. And the enemies have changed a little bit in this level. Because now we're at the White House, we got to kill the press.
Cool.
Don't worry, it gets worse.
Oh.
Because now we also got to kill these protesters.
What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bud. Don't worry, this hippie, who he has the most hits of anyone in the game. 3 hits to kill
All
him.
that devil's grass.
He just walked off.
Yeah, he just kind of, I didn't know what happened there. He just kind of vanished. Yeah.
So this level's problematic.
Man, I don't like this.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. Like, was Bill Clinton being protested by people like this all the time?
I mean, there's always protesters for some reason, one reason or another, outside of like the White House, you know, for various things. But like, not like protests that you're seeing, like, you know, in the modern era.
There's also birds. They're evil too. I don't know why. So we'll get this invincibility mouse.
And that mouse is like small.
Yeah. So I can eat it.
I guess that one's a toy.
They seem, you know, like caricatures, other than maybe that guy. Caricatures of, you know, hippies and liberals. So there's a bust of presidents like Washington and Lincoln. There's another Lincoln bust up there. And a Nixon bust. I don't know why they would keep that one.
For moments like this.
And I don't know who that is. John Smith?
Jesus?
Maybe Jesus? A Jesus bust? Is that...
That's
Kennedy?
Reagan.
Was that Reagan?
I think it was Reagan. He
Oh.
looks very angry.
And so now we gotta stop this mouse from getting into the mint. So now we're gonna go to the United States Mint, which don't stop to count the debt. The United States Mint is like red and brown chemical plant zone.
Sure.
And it's got these lasers. It's really cool. You're gonna love it. So, oh, my green screen fell.
It's all right. You got another invincibility mouse.
Yeah. So watch this. You got to go up here.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
fuck
cool.
that!
Really,
No.
Really great.
If you touch the laser, you fall through the platform,
Oh no.
and there's nothing you can do about it. So you just got to kind of keep going.
Wow.
And then I found this little platform. Oh, hey, a fish.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Stay alive a little longer. It's great. But I still got to get up, and like you can't see where you're going. The lasers, you can't really time your jump.
I hate this.
You can't time your jump because you have to go via the platform. Yeah, this is the worst part of anything ever. We got through it though. Motherfucker!
Did you just click through the platform?
I did.
Holy crap.
Please remember, this is the finished version of the game.
Right. Like, what I don't understand is, like, stuff like that should have been caught in testing. Was
But don't
there
worry,
any
now
testing?
we're in the U.S. Mint and it's acid piles. You know, the acid that's in the mint. And that is where, of course, Socks meets his doom.
The final.
But don't worry,
death.
watch the game over screen here. It's a doozy.
It's the final death now.
What?
What?
Yeah,
They took him into space?
the nuke goes off, and Socks flies into space.
Oh. You know, you had the best game this week.
Yeah. What the fuck, Matt?
That got made. That got someone paid money to finish it. On purpose. Anyway, Socks the Cat rocked the hill.
Okay. Well, that's our show. Who gets the shit game award?
Nikki. No, Cody.
No,
Cody, 100%
Okay,
Cody.
I
Cody.
think-
Lobo's awful. Yeah.
I think that sounds about right. So that's been this show. Matt, what are we playing next week?
Cody, you just seem confused.
Yeah, that was a game that was made
On purpose. So next week's the thing we haven't had in a while, but it's one that I like because it can be really anything we want it to be. When we, I think Cody, Nikki, you guys are real smart folks, and just like me, you can be real devious folks when you want to be, which is good because next week we get to pick each other's games. No matter what it is,
Oh my.
we're in charge of giving each other the game to play. So we'll have to set up a round robin.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not unlike our Secret Santa episodes,
Yeah.
but normally in Secret Santa we try and give each other nice games, that we might want to play.
This time we get to be assholes.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
time we're gonna try and find each other the worst garbage ever.
I love it.
So
That's how Heroes of the Lands got put on this show, I believe.
Never mind, I don't love it. I don't love it. I hate it. Oh, I hate it.
It can't happen again at the very least. So-
yeah.
Well, I mean that particular game.
Was
Can't-
there a sequel?
I don't. All right, well, that's what you have to look forward to in 2 weeks. Until then, this has been Cartridge Blowers. I'm Cody Coleman. With me, as always, Nikki Wright and Matt Crua. Until next time, don't die. Matt, they should do something, though.
Sorry, I was just thinking about a sequel to Heroes of the Lance. Keep on blowing.
That's right. Good night, everybody.